Hey guys, it's Lisa from ToCreateAWebsite.com, and today's topic is directory submissions. I want to talk about submitting to various directories to supposedly increase your page rank, your traffic, your inbound links, all those things that Google and the search engine supposedly love, right? Well, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, as a whole, directory submissions are pretty worthless. Now, there are some exceptions. If there is a directory in your particular niche or niche, however you want to say it, if your site's about dogs and there is a popular directory out there just for dog related sites and it has a lot of quality relevant inbound links and it gets a lot of traffic, then Google will look at this directory and say, oh, okay, this is a pretty quality directory. So if you have your site listed in that directory, it will have more pull when it comes to checking your backlinks or your inbound links and influencing your page rank. Now, you guys know I'm not a big fan of monitoring your page rank every day. Page rank is a good way to tell what Google thinks of your site, but I don't live by or stress out over what that number is. But it still is an indication of what Google thinks of your site or how many quality backlinks you have to your website. So I still monitor my page rank, and it is a tool that Google uses, so that's why I'm mentioning it in this video. But I'm not by any means emphasizing or stressing that you should really worry about what your page rank is, because at the end of the day it's all about traffic. But I'm going to be using this term because I know a lot of people use it in association with directory submission. So if you're going to submit to directories, you should look for directories, number one, that are related to the theme of your site, and directories that use some discretion. And what I mean by that is they have some type of editorial control. They don't accept every website, because in Google's eyes, and Matt Cutts, the Google engineer, the guy that does the videos for Webmaster Tools Central, said it himself. And when Matt Cutts speaks, that's like Google speaking. I mean, that's the closest you're going to get to Google speaking when it comes to search engine optimization. And he even said, and there's a video that I put up in the info box you have to watch. He did this video last month and I tweeted about it, so maybe you've already watched it or maybe you subscribed to the channel already. But it's a really good video because he basically tells you what Google thinks about directory submissions. And he mentioned that there are two directories that Google still sees that are very important, and that is DMOZ, or the Open Directory, and the Yahoo directory. Now, the Open Directory is a lot harder to get in these days. The directory is run by a category of volunteers, and they are not mining every category in that directory, so sometimes it's hard to get someone to respond or even review your submission. I haven't had a site get into the Open Directory since To Create a Website back in 2002. My most recent sites are not in the directory. But the good thing is you can see that you don't really need to be in that directory to get traffic to your site. 7 years ago, it was a must to get into the Open Directory if you wanted Google to respect your site. These days, it's not as big a deal. The Yahoo directory, that's another one Google sees as a high quality directory because they don't accept every site. Even the paid submissions, they may even reject your site if you opt to do the paid $300 submission. So in Google's eyes, that means, okay, this directory is using discretion, so that means they don't accept every site. They're doing quality control. So in our eyes, this is a more quality directory. So when they see a link to your site from DMOZ or the Open Directory or the Yahoo directory, that is considered a high quality backlink. The good news is, though, if you don't want to pay to get into the Yahoo directory, or if you can't get into DMOZ, the good thing is today it's not as big of a deal as it was years ago, because there are still ways to get traffic, and there's still ways to get traffic from Google without getting into any of these directories. But these other directories that are out here that are springing up left and right, and they're boasting they've got a page rank of a 7 or 8, if you want to spend time submitting to these directories and they're free, it's not costing you anything, and you don't mind it, go ahead. But overall, and Matt Cutts said it himself in that video, it's really not going to be worth your time unless the directory is popular itself and it uses discretion when it comes to accepting links. If they accept everybody that submits, then that means anybody can get into the directory. So Google will say, well, if this directory accepts any website, it's no big deal if your site's in there, because all you had to do was pay a $20 fee, or if it's free, They accept anybody that submits the form. So that's what Google is saying. So in a sense, it's kind of common sense. If your site is linked from websites that are not valued by Google, then those links are not going to be valuable to your page rank or your PR or your inbound links. So if you want Google to respect you, it's all about getting links from other sites that Google trusts. You guys, I haven't submitted a site to a directory probably since 2005 or 6. I just don't do directory submissions anymore. Now, a lot of you may say, well, it's different. You've been around longer. Your sites have traffic. You don't really need them. And part of that is true. But even if I was just starting today, I don't know, just based on what I've read, videos like what Matt Cutts created last month, I just don't think most of them are worth it. I mean, if you can afford a Yahoo directory, that's about the only one. I just told a lie. Aha. I said I don't do directory submissions. That's a lie. I have done Yahoo submissions. I do pay the $300. I am not suggesting that you have to pay $300 for the Yahoo directory. You no longer have to use that directory to get noticed. But for me, I can afford it. It's something I've always done. I know Google values that directory, so I go ahead and I pay the fee. Now for me, I only had to pay a one-time fee. I know they say it's yearly, but if your site falls in a non-commercial category, I think that's the reason I was only charged one time. So for all my sites that are in the Yahoo directory, I've only paid for them once. But you definitely have to read their terms and conditions, because their terms do say they charge you yearly, but I've never been charged, and I believe that is because my sites fall into a non-commercial category. But guys, don't go to Yahoo and spend your last $300 and say, well, Lisa told me to. I am not suggesting you have to get into the Yahoo directory to get Google traffic or to get Google respect, but it is a directory that Google values. Matt Cutts said it himself in that video. So if you can afford it, great. But if you can't, there are many other ways to get traffic. There's linking to getting links in forums. There's just having other sites that like you link to you, using hub pages, using Squidoo, posting blog comments. There's so many other ways to get inbound links to your site. You don't have to do the Yahoo directory anymore. 7, 8 years ago, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. But nowadays, it's not a must. So guys, that's my message. Don't stress out over these directory submissions, because most of them, even if they have a page rank of a 7 or 8 or 9, I'm not convinced that some of these people aren't using linking tricks to just temporarily elevate their PR, but Google will catch up to that eventually and knock them back down. So if the directory is just accepting anybody and everybody, that's letting you know Google probably doesn't value that directory. But hey, if you don't mind spending 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes a day submitting to every directory you can find, fine, keep doing it. But just from my experience and just from what I've read, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good in the long run. So good luck to you guys. I will see you in the next video, and goodbye. Stay cool out there. It's hot.